I don't want to pander to people's preconceptions of what good art is. Like, I know what good art is, I know I'm good at making it. And I think it's just a matter of getting in front of enough eyeballs that the right people find the work. So I've come into the print studio today for a print day. I'm making an etching. I don't know what this sound is going to be like, it could be terrible. Currently there is nobody else here, so I'm hoping nobody arrives and sees me talking to myself like a weirdo. Anyway, I wanted to make a video today about success in art. And it's a real weird topic. Maybe about 10 years ago, I think it was 2015, so 11 years ago now, I had an exhibition in Australia. It was called Between Two Worlds, and it was about the NASA, it was called Between Two Worlds, and it was about the NASA mission to Pluto and beyond, the New Horizons mission. And the title of the exhibition came from the Lord Byron poem, Don Juan. So, between two worlds, life hovers like a star, twixt night and morn upon the horizon's verge. Something, 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 something. Maybe I will put it on the screen or something so that you can see the whole thing. And I was kind of obsessed with these photos when they were published by NASA of, like everybody was, of these very, very beautiful, in-depth, high-resolution pictures of Pluto with the heart on it. And so a couple of years after the mission had passed, I put in a proposal to have an exhibition at my local community arts gallery in the suburb that I lived in. And I made a bunch of watercolour works and print works and some oil paintings and artist books that were all part of that exhibition. I think there was pushing 30 pieces of work in that gallery show. I'll put some photos of it up on screen here. So I went back to work after the opening, and one of the other staff members was like, "Oh, was the exhibition successful? Was the exhibition successful? Was it good? Was it a success?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was really great. Had a good time, made good work." And I didn't realise till literally hours later was that what he was actually asking me was not, was the exhibition successful or was the work successful? It was, did you make a lot of money? Did you sell all your work? And I didn't actually make a lot of money at that exhibition. I'd pre-sold a bunch of work to be able to pay for framing and other costs involved with the exhibition, but I didn't really sell much at the exhibition. But to me, it was still successful because it did what I wanted it to do. But what was more interesting is one of the other comments that I got during the exhibition, not from anybody I knew, but the curators had asked me to leave a guest book so that people coming into the exhibition could leave a note or whatever. And I was like, cool, I'll leave a guest book. And so I left a guest book expecting people to be nice and polite in a guest book because, you know, when I go out in public, I'm nice and polite. And many, many people said many nice things, but this one guy walked in the day after the opening. First thing, he was there before I had unlocked the door. And he came in and he spent 2 minutes walking around the exhibition while I was in the back room sort of putting my things away. And then he left and he wrote one word in the guest book. And that word was tedious. And that has lived with me ever since. It's kind of at a loss for words. It haunted me for a long time. And I even wrote a whole song about it on my recent EP and named the recent EP after that song. It's called Looking at You. And it's about the need to, or the desire to put your work out in public, even though not everybody will like it and not everybody will appreciate it and not everybody will understand it. A bunch of other schools came through that exhibition as well. And a lot of the students wrote comments in the guest book, and I can forgive their comments because they were teenagers and they don't know any better. But they'd wrote a bunch of comments like, WTF, and it's empty, it's naked, what a waste, because teenagers don't understand what goes into making an exhibition or what goes into putting up an exhibition of a lot of work to make it look like not a lot of work, to make it look like it has room to breathe and time for people to go and spend with each item. And these comments, like the exhibition was on for like a month or something, and these comments kind of like haunted me for the whole time. And then I came back from a holiday that I'd taken partway through the exhibition, and I opened up the guest book, and inside was one of the most beautiful comments that I have ever read in my entire life. The goal of the exhibition for me was to make science more accessible to regular people, to make it beautiful and to marry these ideas of literature and poetry and space. And this older woman had come through the exhibition, a first-generation Chinese immigrant to Australia. And she did not have a background in science at all, didn't understand a lot of the concepts that were being talked about in the exhibition, but it really, really, really moved her. And she wrote this comment as something like, I wish I had it here to actually read out. I should have maybe prepared a bit better. It's like, I'm so overwhelmed with wonder looking through these paintings, and they make me feel alive. And that one comment cancelled out every single other comment that anybody had left. It was one of the most beautiful things I've read. And that lady actually came back to the exhibition on the last day, and I spent an hour walking around with her, talking about each piece and talking about science and talking about art. And it was great. It was really wonderful. And that's, to me, that is success. Whether I sell a lot of work is kind of beside the point if I'm not making something that moves me and moves other people. And this has kind of been on my mind because my basic income for the arts in Ireland, I've been on the pilot trial, and that pilot trial is ending in February. And the basic income for the arts is going to be continued, but there's no guarantee that I will be lucky enough to be back on it when it's started up again. And so I kind of need to make money from my art in order to live life every day. So this focus on success being about work that sells is kind of coming back into my vision and making me think about all these things again. And on one hand, I need to sell work to be successful. I'm here today to print an edition that I hope people will buy. But I also don't just want to make art that's for the money. I don't want to pander to people's preconceptions of what good art is. Like, I know what good art is. I know I'm good at making it. And I think it's just a matter of getting in front of enough eyeballs that the right people find the work. And so here I am in the print studio today, hopefully talking to you without other people walking in, seeing me talking like a weirdo. I think I will just get started printing. I'm going to release this print drop that I am making on February 26th, which is the day before my birthday. And I really hope that you will like it and you will buy it. But I still love it, and it is still successful to me whether people buy it or not. So this is the plate that I'm editioning today. It's a reworking of an old plate from university that was never editioned back then. It was part of another project. And I've made some changes to the plate, so it's quite different than it was originally. All that information is still there, you'll see, but there is new work on the plate, and I hope you like it. Please subscribe so that you see that video when it comes out, and join my mailing list on my website at crumpart.net so that you are alerted when this plate is editioned and the edition is available. I'm hoping that a lot of people will see it and a lot of people will like it because I've put a lot of work into it. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.